For a number of years I was an educator, and my master's degree is in teaching a curriculum, and I was giving workshops around the Boston area to raise awareness about, at the time it was vegetarianism, before I had become vegan. And what I found was that people would attend my workshops, they would learn the information, they would be deeply moved, and then they would go on with their lives and continue to eat animals. And I became very curious about how this was possible. And I realized that information alone is not enough to bring about the kind of behavioral change that we need to transform our society. And I went back to school and I got my PhD in psychology, and I did my doctoral dissertation on the psychology of eating meat. And I interviewed vegans and vegetarians, meat eaters, meat cutters, people who had raised their own animals for food and killed them. And what I discovered was that my participants had a strikingly similar experience, whether butchering or eating animals. And there was something much more going on than simply individual attitudes and behaviors toward animals. And this led me to recognize that there is this widespread belief system or ideology that I came to call carnism. We tend to only name those ideologies that fall outside the mainstream, as though the dominant ideology isn't an ideology at all. We just think that eating animals is just a given, it's just the way things are, as though we don't have a belief system when we eat animals. But most of us don't learn to eat pigs but not dogs, for instance, because we don't have a belief system when it comes to eating animals. Really, when eating animals is not a necessity for survival, then it's a choice. And choices always stem from beliefs. So I wrote my book to raise awareness of carnism so that people could make their choices freely, because without awareness there is no free choice. We live in this culture that conditions us from the moment we're weaned to unquestioningly eat animals and their secretions, eggs and dairy products. And so most of us go through our entire lives without ever pausing to reflect on these choices, without ever even recognizing that we are making choices whenever we do eat animals and the products procured by their bodies. And so one challenge is that communicating with people about, for instance, the benefits of a vegan diet can be difficult because this carnistic mentality is so ingrained. Carnism is a belief system that is organized around violence. And because of that, it requires that humane people participate in inhumane practices without fully realizing what they're doing. To maintain itself, carnism uses a set of social and psychological defense mechanisms. And these defense mechanisms become internalized so that we can end up defending our choices to eat animal products without even recognizing that there's a defensiveness there. We learn when we are born into a carnistic society, we learn to believe that the myths of meat are the facts of meat. We learn to believe that what are widely held opinions are facts. They're not. They're widely held opinions. And so many people end up rigidly clinging to beliefs that are not grounded in fact, simply because this is what we've been taught throughout our lives and what continues to be taught, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. I wrote my book for two audiences. I wrote it for meat eaters because I believe that meat eaters need and deserve to know the truth about animal agriculture, and also the truth about carnism, the system that guides our food choices like an invisible hand. And I wrote it so that meat eaters could make their choices more freely, because without awareness there is no free choice. I also wrote my book for vegans and vegetarians to help them feel more grounded in and better able to articulate their own choices, and to help them understand the mentality of those with whom they relate and to whom they advocate, to be able to feel more compassionate in relating to people who have not made the same choices that they have, and also to be able to have more sustainable lives, because it's challenging to be a vegan in a dominant carnistic world. I feel very hopeful. My talks have been extremely well received. People are generally quite grateful for being given information that's so important for them to know, that ultimately is empowering for them to know. And I feel inspired by the responses of people who are really eager to learn about this issue and wanting to become involved and to become participants in transforming the violent system that is carnism.